In the gate. And runners away. Not an especially good start for Sri Lanka. She kind of stutter-stepped out of there. They line up for the early lead. Mayu is away quickly. Up on the outside, it's Fancy. And from between horses, Cumberland Falls not far away. Down at the inside goes Sun B, racing together with Mrs. Astor. Back from between horses, Penumbras Maker. Then it's Petageek. Sri Lanka is third last. Second last is Talendos, and the early trailer is Eris. In the run around the first turn, the leader is Melu in front to length and a quarter. From the inside, and Sun B a joint second with Cumberland Falls alongside in third. Back from the air, it's Penumbras Maker racing together with Fancy, a length and a half in front of Mrs. Astor. Then Petageek. Gaffleone decides to angle for racing room on Sri Lanka. She's following the move of Mrs. Astor at this point. Two back to the trailers, Eris and Talendos. 24 seconds for the opening quarter, less than 5 furlongs from the finish. The half mile was 49 seconds flat, so it's a fresh-legged Mayu to the far turn on top, a length and a quarter. Second is Cumberland Falls. Up on the outside in Fancy from the rail in Sun B. Then Penumbras Maker. Starting to make a bit of ground is Mrs. Astor. Down at the inside, Petageek. Held up in traffic is Sri Lanka. Still at the back, Talendos and Eris. Around the far turn at the 5/16th. With the lead, it's Malu by a neck. 3 wide Fancy, 2 path Cumberland Falls. And Mrs. Astor's going to hook 4 wide. Gaffleone thinking about following her as they straighten for the drive. Sri Lanka tries to rally widest of all. They straighten in. On the outside, Mrs. Astor starts to close a bit of ground. Mrs. Astor shifting gears under Jose Ortiz and on to take the lead. From between horses, Penumbras Maker, Sri Lanka, Sun B, Mrs. Astor in front. Mrs. Astor wins by a length and a half. Sun B was second, Penumbras Maker third, then Sri Lanka and Mayu in 142 and 1.